our Podium book stand cover, we're going to go ahead and see where the magic comes in. The magic in this particular kit is the wire. And the wire is what's going to connect all of our pages together. You might be wondering, how's that going to work? And I'm going to show you. Pull out your wire and your ruler. What we need to do is cut 8 7-inch sections of wire off of our spool. And there's plenty of wire here, so don't worry about running short. Okay, 7 inches. Bend it a little bit just so you can see what you're doing and clip them off. And we need 8 of those. Now this might be the tricky part for you, but just watch along with me and you'll be able to get it on the first try. What you're going to want to do is hold your book board with your thumb just under the first ring, as I'm doing here. Take your 7-inch length of wire and tuck it under your thumb and hold it there. Now once you have this position with the wire sticking out and laying down, don't ever move this thumb. Leave it right there the whole time. This is going to help you make your holes right in the right place. Grab the end of the wire, go past the ring, back up through the ring toward your hand again, pull it tight to make a loop, and back down toward the bottom. Again, through the bottom loop, coming back, grabbing the wire and pointing it back toward the other end of the board. So what you are left with are 2 small loops centered right over these holes. This is actually the wire contraption that's going to hold your pages in your book. Rotate that one up over the rings to the other side and wind your next wires on the exact same way. Again, placing the wire under your thumb, not letting go. Here we're going to thread it through the first ring, centering it over that hole, coming down, threading it back through the second ring, wrapping it around so that it points off the edge of the board. Doesn't have to be straight, doesn't have to be perfect, but it'll look perfect in the end. Swing that completed wire over to join its neighbor and finish the wrapping with the rest of your wires. All 8 of our wires are done now and we're ready to release them from the rings. So go ahead and open those rings and pull the wires right off. Set aside the wires and the Podium book stand and pull out our pages. Now I'm going to show you how to do one page and then you can go through and do all the pages the same way. Page, pull. You can use your score it if you'd like to make a nice crisp edge, but I'm just going to fold mine in half. Scoring it with my finger and burnishing it down with the bone folder. And our page is complete. Almost. The tricky part comes when we're going to pop a hole right in this folded edge. We want the hole to be right in that edge. Right along that score line is where we're going to pop. We're not going to pop farther in where a normal hole would be. We're going to pop right into the score line. The easiest way to measure that is to pull back your Podium book stand and place the pages evenly where you'd like them to be located, and then just mark it with your pencil where the hole is. Now if you're in a measuring mood, you can measure. It is 3/4 of an inch in from each side, but I like to hold it right up to the book just to make sure that it's going to fit. Take your hole punch, and this is a 1/4 inch hole punch. Probably better than a screw punch, or you could even use your crocodile. I like to call it a crocodile. 3/4 of an inch. Right on the seam. That's the important part. It has to be right on the seam. After you pop one, measure it. Your punched holes should line up perfectly with the holes in your board. Once you know that they've lined up perfectly, you can go ahead and punch the other 7 pages. Okay, now it's time to go ahead and put that magic wire into our pages. I've picked up a red page so that we can see it a little better in our sample. And here's our wire. We want to make sure that the loops are pointing down and that our page is opening at the top. See our little wheel wells we have in our page? What we're going to do is open it slightly, slide the wire right on the inside so that those loops drop out of the wheel wells like little tires. And there they are. We'll go ahead and string one on the album to show you how it goes. Pull back in our Podium book stand, feed the wire right on there. And there you go. Now go ahead and make your next 7 pages just the same way, stringing the wire through the holes so that the wire loops drop out of the bottom of the pages. My suggestion is this, that you string all of the top ones or all of the bottom ones on one ring first, close that ring, and then go to the bottom ring and put all of those on. And then once you get them all on, close that ring. Otherwise, if you try and string, as I've just done, one page on both open rings, you'll find that the pages start popping off and going all awry. So it's best to do them all on one ring first, close that ring, go on to the other. Now that we've got all the pages strung, we're ready to go to the part where we attach the easel to the back of it. This is what creates the rest of the magic. It holds that book up so it's looking out at everybody and just begging to be touched and played with. And to do this, we have to put our book stand face down so that the black back is facing up at us and close to our stomach. Then pick up your easel board. You want it so that the part that you just matted, the panel, is facing away from you. Ribbon down at the bottom, facing away from you, and your little flap is also facing away from you. Hello! It's waving to everybody out there. Tuck it into your belly tight. What we're going to do is place our glue here, nest the bottom of the hinge to the bottom of the board, and just roll it forward, keeping that top flap tucked under there. Roll it forward, and we're going to press it down. Okay? Let's see how that actually comes out. Again, you want even coverage with the glue, but not too much. And you only want to glue the flap. Nowhere else on the hinge does it get the glue, just the flap. And part of the flap that's facing away. Hello, I'm all gluey. Again, ribbon at the bottom, nest it right up to the middle bottom of your podium book stand. We're not going to measure, we're just eyeballing it. Roll it forward. This may seem a little awkward because of those rings kind of making it a teeter-totter, but it'll work out fine, believe me. Press it into place lightly. Open it up just a hair. Press with your hands. It's just centered. We didn't measure it. We just eyeballed it. Because you know I'm all about the eyeballing. Press it into place. What you're left with, when you open it up, you can see that the little easel hinge is doing what it's supposed to do right here. The only step we have left is to tie that ribbon around the bottom ring. Just poke it through there. Tie it in whatever type of knot structure you want to use. Let me pull it through. And it's up to you how loose or how tight you want to make it. That'll determine how upright or how laid back your album will stand on the table. And there you go. You're all set. Let's take a look at our final project. In the final project, we've already put in photos, the photo mats, the cut-aparts, and everything. Another good thing about this book is that the pages are 6 by 6, but the project board itself is 8 by 15 or 16 inches, which leaves plenty of room for those photo mats to stick above the pages, off of the side of the pages, and everywhere we like. That creates a visual depth to our project and much interest. This is our Serengeti variation. The rich textures of these papers work wonderfully with outdoor photos. This Academy kit, one of my all-time favorites. You would not believe how well this works with senior pictures. Hi, Singer. The retro variation is really, really fun. Look at those bright pinks and purples and greens. Just a perfect kit for any photo. Oh, look at the way these beach photos just pop right out of this bright set. Okay, I hope you loved the project that we've done today. I certainly loved it. So go home and make one. Well, you're already home. I'm going to go home and make another one. See you next time.